Hello and welcome to Wedding Secrets with me, Claire. Thank you so much for joining us on today's video. Now, today's video is one that I've been really looking forward to sharing our knowledge with you, because today's video is top tips for our pregnant brides. Now, perhaps you're thinking, how many brides can actually be pregnant when they get married? It happens a lot more than you think. Now, let's say you've been planning your big day years in advance and you find out you're going to be sharing your big day with your bump. There are a few extra things that as a bride you are going to have to take into consideration. Here at Wedding Secrets, we have worked with so many wonderful couples and we have worked with our fair share of pregnant brides. So we know a thing or two about key things that you need to remember. But first, let me just start by saying some of our brides who come to us are a little bit anxious and a little bit nervous about sharing their day with their special bump. Now, the one thing that I can say is don't be worried, don't be stressed. This is an amazing experience, and just think in years and years to come, when you're with your little one and your partner and you're looking through that wedding album, you can see pictures and you can say to your little one, you were right there in my tummy on my big day. So really think of it as sharing it with your little one, and when you think about it like that, there is something really magical about being pregnant for your wedding. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to work through some top tips. Now, the reason we want to give you these tips is we think here at Wedding Secrets they are extremely important, because let's be honest, although being pregnant is magical and it's wonderful and there are lots of pluses, which I will come to in just a moment, you're going to be that little bit extra more tired. You're going to be that little bit more stressed. You're going to be that little bit more worn down. It's things like this that we do have to bear in mind, and to keep you as a mummy and a daddy feeling as strong and as confident as possible. We're going to do that. Now, the tips that we have for you, these are our own personal tips here at Wedding Secrets. This is information that we share and we ensure are in place when we plan weddings with our pregnant couples. So let's get started. Number one, and this one, I can imagine many of our brides will go, I do that anyway. Please heed these words. Accept help. Lots and lots of our lovely brides and grooms like to feel invincible, like they can take on the whole wedding by themselves. They don't need any help. If the help is there, take the help. Do not put added stress and pressure. And I promise you, and I say this to so many of our brides and grooms, family members love to be involved. They love to help. So let them. Your bridesmaids, your in-laws, your cousins, especially that key stage a few weeks prior to the wedding, when everything starts happening really quick, such as you have to speak to your caterers, your wedding planners, your decorators. Lots of issues tend to happen the 2 weeks before you get married. Those can be the most stressful moments. Divvy that up. Give responsibility to different people, because remember, yes, you are getting married. Yes, you're going through all those emotions of what can be one of the most stressful things, but you're also growing a little one inside of you, which takes an almighty amount of energy. So don't suffer alone. Make sure you spread and divvy up those different jobs. Now, the next one, which brides I am very sure you have probably already started to think about. It is, of course, the wedding dress. Now, this is something that we talk about on a day-to-day basis with our brides. And this is our brides who aren't pregnant. And our grooms, we talk to them about how important it is for fittings, to be in constant contact with your bridal boutique. However, if you are carrying a little one, whether in your first trimester, it does not matter. The fact is, That belly is going to grow, so you need to pre-plan. Now, most boutiques are super, super, super helpful when it comes to the dress element. So have those conversations with the bridal boutique team. They would have come across this so many times. And be realistic. If you're going to be getting married midway through your pregnancy, you want to be comfortable. So the corseted back, it's probably not going to be something that you want to wear. You need to be able to move, you need to be able to be comfortable. When we're talking about hot flushes, which many have experienced in pregnancy, maybe you want something that's more floaty. Let's think about the sleeves, because you know, when we are talking about all this chest area, do you want something tight? Do you want something more loose? The material. Do you want a heavy satin? Do you want a nice floaty lace? Really think about every aspect. Are you going to have a hoop underneath? Because let's face it, when we are in pregnancy, we need to wee a few more times than normal. So think about ease of going to the toilet. All of these consider, but I do just want to let you know, and I know this from first-hand experience, bridal boutiques have the most incredible, and I mean incredible range of maternity bridal gowns. I have seen my fair share and they are stunning. So do not worry when it comes to that aspect. Some of the cuts, the Grecian styles, the off the shoulders, the soft material that just flows out, the layers, the zip, beautiful zip back, super convenient. So again, do not worry when it comes to what's out there, because there are so many different options. Now, one more thing, when it comes to the dresses, when you are in the boutique, be honest, because if you tell the staff where you're up to in terms of you trimester, in terms of your weeks, they will have a rough idea to what size you could be at when it's your big day. And let's be honest, yes, swollen ankles. Swollen ankles are a very normal part of pregnancy. So my best advice is forget about those high heels. Get your comfiest trainers, your flip-flops, your dolly pegs. And you know, at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you feel comfortable. And don't feel disappointed that because you're pregnant, you're not wearing high heels. I'll tell you a secret, and this is from Wedding Secrets. 99% of brides that we work with, they don't wear heels all day anyway. They don't even bother with high heels. So number 3, now this is something that our brides who aren't pregnant, this is something that they don't get, but because you are pregnant, you get this for free. When we are pregnant, there are lots and lots of chemicals, lots and lots of changes throughout the body. Now, I know some are not as great as others, but let's talk about the positives. Have you heard of the pregnancy glow? You're gonna have that pregnancy glow. Pregnancy glow is basically when all of the chemicals in your body are working together, when all of those hormones are coming through, they basically produce what's known as a glow. It's a glow to the skin. It's almost a warmth tone that comes through. It's a slight rose of the cheeks. A makeup artist would love to be able to achieve a natural glow. A photographer would love to be able to achieve a natural glow. And you are pregnant, so you have a natural glow. Your skin will be at its absolute peak. So already, your pregnancy is bringing you wonderful aspects. Your hair as well. Due to the hormone change and the hormone levels, your hair becomes thicker and glossier and much more healthier. So you can thank your little bump for giving you amazing hair and amazing skin on your big day. So do remember that pregnancy glow, you're gonna have that with you the entire day. So in terms of tips, we have been talking a little bit about the dress, accepting help, the plus aspects. Now, this one I'm gonna say is a bit of a trickier one. This is something that you need to work out for yourself. So we're going to be talking about eating throughout the day, meals. Where are you in your trimester? Now, trimester 1, majority of brides, this isn't for everyone, just the majority, they say they experience sickness, especially during the morning. One way that many brides can combat morning sickness, nausea, is to eat small and often. You need to make sure you are prepped for this. Has your bridesmaid, can she bring a little bag of snacks that you crave? What we do when we go to weddings, especially pregnant brides, a little pack of ginger nut biscuits usually does the trick because they're dry, they've got a nice bit of flavour in there, and just give the bride a little biscuit just to keep her going. And look at your meal. Now, maybe you planned your wedding a year ago and you found out you're pregnant. The key thing that you need to do is have a chat with your caterers. Have you got blue cheeses? Have you got seafood? Have you got uncooked meats on there? These need to be ruled out right away. Now, we have had this issue before, and we have never had a caterer that has provided any issue with changing those meals due to the bride's pregnancy. It's never been an issue before, but it's something to consider, especially if you've not done that yet. Make sure you get that issue resolved as soon as possible. Now, my next part, this is one that makes me smile because I worked with a lovely bride called Christina, and she wanted to keep it a secret. So ourselves, the wedding organisers, we knew, and the groom, but nobody else in the room, in the whole wedding party, knew she was pregnant. She was very, very early on. It was in those first few months. So in terms of her dress, there was no particular issues there. But the biggest issue that we had with Christina was when it came to drinking alcohol. When you wanted to keep it secret, everybody usually toasts with champagne, Prosecco, that fizziness. Well, this was super, oh, and red wine. Red wine was a big one. So, as a wedding coordinator, wedding planner, which I was at the time, it is key for us to be there for our brides. What I did is I created the illusion of her drinking alcohol without actually giving her alcohol. Now, the way that I did it personally, I actually served her lemonade, which created the bubbles, and that was during the toast. So basically, the way that I got around serving her what looked like alcohol without being alcohol, I was very creative. So I was in charge of making sure the bride and groom had their drinks, and I just kept my eyes open to constantly make sure she was topped up, because I didn't want somebody going to the bar and getting her a drink. I always wanted to make it look like she had a drink in her hand. Now for the toast, I simply used lemonade. So the grenadine, it still bubbles, but it has more of a red colour through it. I've used Vimto before as well. And basically it's just about making sure that the bride, everything's in control. There's no toast that she's accidentally going to pick up the wrong glass. But that was, like I said, a conversation you need to have with your wedding planner, and they can make that day so much easier. And like I did, I made that my absolute top priority. Another aspect for our brides who are keeping it secret, if perhaps in-laws or close family members or your partner you're marrying, after a few drinks, loose lips, you might want to have that conversation before, so everybody who does know keeps it nice and secret. So finally, my top tip for any couple who's going to be pregnant on their big day: remember, planning a wedding is stressful. It can be quite wearing, not just mental health, but in terms of your physical health. You're going to be thinking 100 miles an hour. You might have problems sleeping. You might be constantly on the phone, running around here, running around there. One thing that you have to make sure is you take time and you look after yourself. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, plenty of hot baths, plenty of relaxation time. Make sure you're eating well, you're eating healthy, you're drinking plenty of water, and really concentrate on taking time for yourself. Because remember, even couples who aren't carrying a baby, even they're tired and worn down sometimes planning the big day. Imagine doing all that and growing a little one inside. Take time for yourself and enjoy sharing your big day with your bump, because it truly is one of the most magical ways to walk down the aisle. Best of luck on the big day. Do give us a message. Let me know if this video appeals to you. Let me know if you've got any concerns, because we want to help you here at Wedding Secrets. Don't forget to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and we have got lots more videos on different helpful hints when it comes to pregnancy through the wedding. Or maybe you've just had a baby and you're about to get married. We've got a video for you too. So I'll see you over there.